Yes, well, welcome to Puzzle Media once again. It's your man Mike here, and right now I'm here with Mr. Katongole Arafat. I came to visit him. Mr. Katongole Arafat stays in British Columbia, and we came to talk with him, to discuss with him about the lives of people living in British Columbia, Canada. Well, I request you to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel. Mr. Katongole Arafat, welcome to Puzzle Media.
Nice meeting you, Puzzle Media. Hi everyone, this is Katongole Arafat, and I'm delighted to be with my guy here, Puzzle Media.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would like us to talk about the social life of the people living within Canada or British Columbia. I don't know, how long have you been here?
Actually, I think I came in 2013 around November, December.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 11 years, I would say.
11
I'm not so sure, but yeah, it's like 11 years.
Okay, so ever since you came to Canada, you've been in British Columbia only, or you've been to other places also?
I've been to British Columbia only, never been anywhere. Yeah.
Okay, so right now, we're gonna stick onto British Columbia. We want to know the lives, or how does British Columbia, how is British Columbia in general? We're gonna talk about the rent, getting jobs and everything, because at least for you, you've been here for some good time.
True.
So we would like and other people who would wish to come to Canada to know, how is British Columbia? Is British Columbia good, or is it bad?
Okay.
Is Alberta?
Alberta, yeah.
Is Alberta good or Alberta bad?
Yeah.
So we want to compare with other provinces.
Okay.
So we will get the best information will come from you.
Okay.
Because at least for you, you've been here for some good time.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, which place is this? Where are we right now?
We're in Surrey.
Surrey.
Yeah.
Surrey is in British Columbia, right?
Yeah, so like there is it's all in Metro Vancouver.
Yeah.
Metro Vancouver is one of the biggest cities in British Columbia. So Metro Vancouver has its own municipalities. So there is Richmond, there is Surrey, there is Burnaby, there is New Westminster. There are 6 or 7.
Okay.
So I'm in one of the municipalities, which is called Surrey.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So which one is the biggest? Because as you said, Vancouver, Richmond, and Surrey. So which one is the biggest?
So mostly, I would say the downtown core of Vancouver is mostly a business district. So most of the people who are there, they're just there during the day. But after night, whatever, they have to go home somewhere.
Ah.
And that's mostly I would say it's Surrey. Because why Surrey? It has issues of people saying it's cheaper, you have stuff around there. So people want to live where it's cheap, I would say.
I live in Vancouver.
It's expensive.
Exactly. So I want us to focus on that first.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying Vancouver is very expensive.
Yeah.
And according to the rent and the life of living within Vancouver downtown there, it's true. It's really expensive. So I want to know, how does the rent within Surrey is? Let's say if you're renting an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment, or you're renting a bachelor, how is the rent?
Actually, I would say rent is expensive according to how much you earn. And rent is expensive according to how far you are from your work, I would say. I want to give an example of the place that I'm living into, where I live. I've lived in the same place for almost 10 years. Okay.
Wow, that's good.
So the time that I came into this place, it was way, way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah.
So when you compare the prices of that time and today, I would say still cheaper, because with the system here, you will never get an abrupt rent increase. They will never come and say you're going to pay an extra 500 or 200, whatever. So rent goes up annually according to the inflation rate, which is I would say $17 a year, $20 a year. So if you have a stable home, like I would say you live somewhere like for quite a time,
Yeah.
you won't notice how much the rent goes up.
Okay.
So you only see how rent goes up if you're looking to go into a new place, like because there is renovation, whatever, they pay for insurance, everything. So with that, it adds up to how much you're gonna pay per month.
Okay.
An example of what I'm living here, I pay less than how much other people pay because people keep on moving somewhere.
Yeah.
So when you come into the same building that I'm staying in, you're gonna end up paying 3,000.
Yeah.
Yet I myself am paying half the price
Half the price.
because of
The time you've been
I've
here.
been here.
Okay.
So if you get somewhere and you feel like it's a little bit safer for you, you have all the accessories you need, the amenities, all the social life you need around you, I would say stick around that place.
Okay.
Because after something like 3 or 4 years, you won't go high. New guys coming in are gonna see how high it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, if a new person is coming to Canada,
Yeah.
do you advise that person to go to Vancouver or Richmond or Surrey? Where do you advise them to go?
You know, we were all raised differently.
Yeah.
Some people wanna be in social life.
Yeah.
Some people wanna be somewhere quiet, chill. Some people wanna be where their friends are.
Yeah.
Okay. I, for one, when I came here like years back, I didn't know anyone here actually. There was an old guy that's next to me. He has a house. He's been living here like for 35 years, whatever.
Wow.
So he took me in, but I didn't know anywhere. I didn't have a choice. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I built my life around Surrey. So even moving somewhere like I would say Richmond, anywhere, it feels like I'm moving away from home.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
understand.
sometimes it's like, it depends on your life, but like there are people who are like, I want to be where it's fun, nightlife, whatever. That's downtown for you.
That's where I stay.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I want to be somewhere quiet, like whatever, so chill. That's Richmond.
Yeah.
And Surrey has an issue of like saying, oh, it's bad, people, whatever. Like, people have other ideas about Surrey.
They will always complain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm not the kind of person who sees that, because actually I testify. I've been here, but I've never seen whatever they talk about Surrey.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. But for me, I call it home. So like it depends. You want to be in Surrey, it's a free world. You want to be in Richmond, you want to be in downtown.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't want to be where it's loud. I like something quiet and chill.
Something quieter.
And chill, yeah.
So, according to what you've said, I think it's like you're trying to say Vancouver is really expensive. And even though it's expensive, but at least it's a little bit jolly. You can have fun. You can enjoy. There is a nightlife in Vancouver. I don't think whether Surrey has got nightlife.
We do have that nightlife.
Ah,
here.
you have nightlife.
But I wouldn't recommend someone who's coming in new to stay in Vancouver downtown area. One, because you knew you have no stable income.
Yeah.
Rent is high.
Okay.
Because you knew coming from Uganda, because you knew you're used to that nightlife of Uganda.
Yeah.
You're gonna go with the flow. It's always vibing downtown.
Yeah.
Because I would suggest if you're new in the country, you wanna maximize your expenses. Like you wanna be like, you know what, I'm gonna save on something. I wanna do this. I wanna do this.
Yeah.
So nightlife is always attracting. You're gonna be spending. Like, you know, I would say if you're new with rent downtown, I wouldn't recommend.
Okay.
I would say as for me. Yeah. But again, sometimes you have no option. Like maybe the person you have contact with in this downtown, so that's why you have to leave. So yeah, it's
better for you. You're trying to say that it's better you live away from the downtown
if
Vancouver.
you're looking to start your life somewhere fresh, I would say yeah.
How about Richmond?
Richmond is okay, but they're like I would say, I won't deny this. Like we have racism here. I won't deny.
Wow.
Okay. But you want to be somewhere where you feel comfortable still. You don't want to be called on to, the police calls you walking down the lawn somewhere around midnight to going home. You don't want to face that when you're new.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend Richmond. I would say for myself. Because like these cities, I would say, sorry, Burnaby, whatever, there is a bit of concentration of people of different races, like where everyone lives.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So I wouldn't say, I'm not gonna say like which race, whatever, where they are, but like it's better you live in a community whereby you feel like you belong.
Okay. So Richmond is having, let me say, which community is in Richmond?
So mostly it's the Asian community.
The Asian community. So it's very difficult to find some, like a black community within
a few of them.
A
few of them. I wouldn't say it's a huge number of there because it's, you know, when you come in, like, I don't know, like somehow you gotta ask somewhere, like, oh, where is this guy living? Like, where, like, you know, I used to ask this thing for my question too, like, where do they all live? Like,
yeah.
But I ended up like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna go where they live. I wanna be where I wanna be.
Yeah.
But I know people who live in Richmond and they're of my race, so that's okay still.
Okay.
Yeah.
But according to what I heard from someone,
yeah,
they told me Vancouver is crowded.
Yeah.
Surrey is crowded, but Richmond is not crowded. And someone told me Richmond has got mostly has got residential areas. Is it true? Like, it's not apartments everywhere, like within Vancouver and Surrey. Is it true? Because I've never gone to Richmond.
So what I like about Canada, I'm gonna give it a whole.
Yeah, generally.
Generally.
Yeah.
And then I come down to British Columbia. Like, these people built their cities, like each city is self-sustainable.
Yeah.
You won't find me doing groceries in Richmond.
Yeah.
You won't find me buying a jacket in Richmond or going to Burnaby. Everything that I want, I can get it in Surrey. And with Richmond, like, it's an airport area, so they don't put in like high-rises buildings. There's a cap, there's a limit they have to build, how high they have to go.
Wait.
Yeah.
But British Columbia has got airports in every city?
Nope. There's some minor little domestic airports.
Okay.
But
for domestic flights, yeah.
Actually, no, British Columbia has like 3 major airports. Like, we have one in Victoria, one in Prince George, then one in YVR, that's in Richmond.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Wait, the YVR is in Richmond?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was coming, that means I came through Richmond.
Exactly.
Imagine I'm saying that I've never gone to Richmond. But if you say that the YVR is within Richmond,
exactly,
then I've ever been to Richmond.
You've been there.
Okay, so,
yeah.
I mean, so our viewers out there, so if you're looking to come to Canada, you just have to know, where do you want to go? So if you want to come to the British Columbia, you should keep it into your mind. Where do I want to go?
Yeah.
Should I go and spend my time within Vancouver? Should I go and spend my time in Surrey or Victoria or what else?
There's Prince George, there's Kamloops. Like, there are like 4 big cities, like out in British Columbia. But mostly people are in Victoria and in Vancouver.
They told me that Victoria is like the main city for British Columbia. Is it?
It's called an administrative city. I would say like capital city of British Columbia.
Oh.
Yeah. The reason being it's about history. Like, years back, like the forefathers of the founders of the country, they had fights with Americans, and the Americans wanted to take the island. Okay, because it's an island, and the only way Canada could keep the island was to make Victoria as its capital city. So they couldn't take that. So it was made part of Vancouver or British Columbia.
So there is something I want me to understand.
Yeah.
Canada has got its own capital city.
Exactly.
What about this Victoria? So Victoria is just a capital city for British Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are things we have to know always. This is the reason why we have Puzzle Media. We learn more and more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like us to again talk about job issue.
Yeah.
Because someone may come here. Let's say someone is coming from Kenya, someone is coming from Zimbabwe, someone is coming from South Africa. Basically, I'm talking about Africa.
Yeah.
Because I am from Africa. Yeah. You from Africa also. I had you from Uganda, right? Yeah. I'm from Uganda too. So you may find someone.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He came from Uganda.
Yeah.
and came here thinking that he or she will get a job of being a doctor in here.
Yeah.
But reaching here, things are different. You find that person and you ask him, hey, I saw you being a doctor in Uganda back home, but right now I'm so surprised you just, you're doing another job.
Yeah.
You know? So I want to know, how about the job issue? How is the job industry, job search? How does it work?
I'm going to give you an example of a doctor, like as you said, like my sister-in-law, she lives in Windsor, Ontario. She was a doctor before she came to the country, like 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But sometimes when we come here, like it takes a toll on people and they want to earn right away. Okay? Like people just want to make money right away. But sometimes you got to invest.
You don't have patience.
Exactly.
That's me.
So what she did, she went back to school.
Okay.
The government gives students loans. They give, like, if you're going to go through your project, like you came in as a doctor.
Yeah.
So there are institutions whereby they will evaluate how much knowledge you have about that doctorship sector, whatever.
How do they evaluate that? Because
so there is this institution at VCC. That's what I did myself too. So they give some knowledge tests to see like where your levels at. It's Vancouver Community College.
Okay.
So they give you and see where your knowledge is at. So with that, they evaluate you knowing maybe you can push. This is where you ended or something like that. So this government gives students loan. There's no limit. 50,000, 100,000. If you're going back to school, that money will come to you. They give it to you. With one condition, you go to school, you're not working. Okay. So the government pays for your rent, it pays for you all whatever you need, but after work, you're gonna pay back that money. So they hold up, there's a catch here. It's with no interest.
Okay.
Whatever you took out, that's what you put back.
After how long?
There's no limit.
Oh. Okay.
So tell me I can pay, I'm gonna give an example. You get a job, doctors, maybe like, and I'm gonna give a range, like $100 an hour.
Yeah.
And the government tells you pay back $50 a month.
Yeah, it's very
why don't you go back to school?
It's very easy to pay.
Exactly.
Because if you're getting $100 per hour and the government tells you to pay $50 every month, then I will just have to go and get a rent. Grab it.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes when we come here, we don't get this information.
Yeah.
And again, some of us come in, we're so stricken with the process. You just want to make money right away.
Okay.
We don't get chances to see these programs, but they're available.
Okay, so you were saying your sister was
a doctor when in Uganda. Sister-in-law.
Yeah.
So
when she came here, she had to go back to
study.
How long did it take her?
I don't know which. I think she's a gynecologist, whatever. It's something with the women, whatever. But she's happily earning her money, and she works in Detroit now. So Windsor is next to Detroit, so she crosses the border every day
to go to the United States
to work, and then she comes back, and she supports
How is
the
that
family.
very easy?
Very easy.
Wait, every day she crosses from Canada
to the US.
She goes to the US
Exactly.
and she comes back. So does she get a visa, or does she get
a Canadian?
She's a Canadian. She uses her Canadian passport.
Yeah.
So does she need a stamp?
No.
Oh, so she just comes and shows and she goes.
Every day she comes back. Yeah.
Wow. I wish I could get that job.
So it's not only doctors. Like I have a friend actually. He's called Ronnie. I think he was a plumber or whatever in Uganda, and he
Ronnie?
did. Yeah, Ronnie. I've seen him somewhere in a group. I met him. I think that's 2017, and he was an exchange student. He was at UBC. UBC is University of British Columbia, and he was studying something that he was doing back in Uganda.
Okay.
And he was adding on to something like that. So I think it depends. Some of us, like, we don't want to go. I, for one, I hate school. I can't even go back to school. It's like, no.
Me too.
Yeah, but other people are comfortable doing that. So it depends. Your jobs, it depends on where the field you want to go into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, what do you do?
I'm an engineer, I would say. But this is something that you have some little skills back in Africa.
Engineer for what?
Like for buildings, we construct like road barriers, blocks, exactly like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
So when they ask you here, like, what's your trade or what's stuff that you have in in your knowledge? Like, what experience do you have? Being an African, like, I'm going to tell you this in camera. Being an African, we have all the skills. Because first, like, we learn these skills from our parents. We learn these skills. Life teaches you how to live.
Yeah.
So when you come here,
Yeah.
you tell them, I can do this. They show you stuff for a week. You're good to go. No one will question your skills.
Yeah.
Seriously. I learned this the hard way. Like sometimes you say, I don't know, maybe I'm scared, maybe I won't do this. Someone told me, tell them, First thing they do, they give you training. They can't put you to work without training.
Yeah.
They'll train you for a week, for a month. And if you're not comfortable, they even add up to that. They can even train you for a month.
So let's say I came from Uganda.
Yeah.
When I'm not an engineer, but at least I have an idea. And I reach here and I say, hey, guys, look, I'm an engineer. Let me say, I go to get a job and I introduce myself as Mike, an engineer.
Yeah.
Do they just let me go to work directly, or I have to first go through steps, then I land on that?
Engineering has departments.
Okay.
There is an engineering of a government projects whereby government projects have, I would say, people's safety. An example of the SkyTrain. An example of that tall building.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
With that, you're an engineer. They give you a test.
Yeah.
These tests, some of them are physical, some of them are practical. I would say being a Ugandan, these things, they are just in the back of our heads. Like you can't tell me how to handle power tools and you don't know how to operate them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they give you a helmet, they give you glasses and whatever, put them on. Wear your cover up. You tell me you can't wear that?
I can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are the stuff like they give you, but someone would say, what is this for? I don't even know what it is. So you're killing your thing, like you didn't even try. Like, So these are the stuff that like they're gonna ask you for the papers, which you can still give them, but they wanna put you to test.
Okay.
And with the testing, it comes with training. They just can't get you day one, start working. You go through training. Because with our job, sometimes it's risky. Like all jobs here, most of them are with machines. So they gotta train you on a machine. They gotta train you on some power tools. So it's something that you can always do. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Arafat.
Yeah.
There is something I wanted me to know.
Yeah.
Not just me, or even some other people who would wish to come here in Canada.
Yeah.
According to my job, the one I do right now, leave alone the YouTube. This is not a job. This is my hobby. I chose the expensive hobby. So just leave alone this.
Yeah.
My job, when I came here, I found some good people, for sure. The people who received me, the people who I used to stay with, they were really good people. Because they could help me in each and everything I wanted.
Yeah.
So I can just thank God
that you met
that I wasn't like you, because you came without knowing anyone. Exactly. But at least for me, I came knowing someone. And these people were so useful to me, and they were very helpful. So they advised me that according to the job, according to the skills I knew when I was coming here, I will not say, me, I'm a cook, I'm a chef.
Yeah.
From the place where I used to work from, some other countries and everywhere, I've been a cook.
Yeah.
And from those countries, getting a job, you don't need to get any certificate, you don't need to go to school, you don't need to do what, as long as you know what you do.
What you're doing, exactly.
But when I came here in Canada, it was kind of different, totally different.
Yeah.
To get a job, you have to get a certificate.
Yeah.
After getting a certificate from Food Safe, you have to get a certificate for first aid, something like, and according to what I see, these are all useful. And I think in each and every sector, you have to be with a first aid certificate. So you have to get these certificates. Then after getting these certificates, you start looking for a job. You understand?
Yeah.
Whereby, if you see a job, the requirements they will ask you, do you have that certificate? Do you have a first aid certificate or a food safe certificate? You understand? So when you get a job, you have to show those certificates before getting a job. So how is it in engineering? Because you said you in construction, something like that, but you're an engineer.
Yeah.
So how is that?
Okay, I think I must have been lucky. 2017, when I started working into this engineering department, this wasn't my thing when I was back in Uganda. It wasn't my thing.
Okay.
So I tried many jobs. I've moved into jobs to get to where I see fit and whichever stuff feels comfortable for me.
Which jobs are those?
I tried cleaning when I first came in here. I did it for 3 months.
Okay.
I did cleaning because I was going to school after around 9 in the morning. So I cleaned like from around 4 in the morning, then to around 8:30, done, then change, go to school, come back.
Yeah.
For 6 months, because this is the thing that I had in my mind. I had to get something. I had to get some education. I didn't go to university back in Uganda.
Yeah.
So my only high school and education was from Form 6.
Form 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you always have this fear. Oh, I don't have university. I don't have college. What will I do? But like I said, Uganda is a lesson itself, so it teaches you. So I went through all those little jobs, like I would say cleaning. I worked in a bakery. Actually, from when I was doing bakery, like it's close to something that I was doing at school because I went for pastry training too at VCC. But I found those jobs not comfortable for me, I would say. But even before getting those jobs, I didn't need any certificate to go there.
Oh, okay.
I didn't need that.
Okay.
Because I think by that time, maybe there was too much of openings available, I would say. I don't know, but I've never been asked for any certificate for the jobs, even one that I'm doing currently.
Oh, wow.
So with my current job, they train you at work. I have those certificates, engineering, like whatever, operating machines. We have like 7 machines that we need to operate. Like there's bobcat, steer skidding, the big machines. We have a bunch of them, and each takes its different training. So with my current job, when you come in as a starter, you're at the base pay. So every training they give you and you complete, that's another raise. That's another pay. First aid training, I've got it from my current workplace. All those certificates or whatever, it's through the workplace that I have. So sometimes some jobs train you to make you better. Like if they see you, like value to you and you're an asset to them, they will train you. They will train you. So like being at my current job for like 6-7 years, I think for them, they see me as an asset. For them, they see me like, this is the guy, so we gotta train him. So everything that I've got into certificates and that are from my current job.
Wow. Yeah. So let this information go to you, anyone who would wish to come still to Canada. You have to know something. It doesn't matter. You are doctor, you are lawyer, you are judge, you are cook,
or you
are an engineer. If you come here, you have nothing. Even if you have a degree, you have a diploma, you have masters, when you come here, you have to go back to school, at least get a certificate so that you can land a job you need.
Yeah.
Because you cannot just come thinking that I have a degree in law and think that you will just land a job of being a lawyer into a certain firm. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
you have to go back to school. You have to do some, it's called pro bono jobs.
Evaluating, like pro bono, yeah.
Wait, they evaluate your documents?
Exactly, to see if they fit their standards.
Okay, then after you go to training, certificate, something?
Exactly. There are some pro bono jobs, there are some volunteering jobs to see like if you can work in communities, such stuff, like training you to see if you fit the stuff you ask.
So you cannot just land into the job. You have to first go through process.
Sometimes, if you're lucky, like I would say during COVID. Okay, I'm gonna give an example during COVID because COVID I was here.
Yeah.
So most of the jobs were done; they were out. Okay. Yeah. So the only thing which was working, you were either in nursing or in doctorate. That.
Yeah.
So you tell them, I know a bit of nursing. Come, we'll take you.
Wow.
So during COVID, doctors were on high demand. So like people were like, they needed like because every patient wanted to have his or own nurse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe that was a lack somewhere there. And whoever was hired during COVID, they kept their jobs.
And I was told that they were getting good money.
True.
So that means if I was here within that COVID, I would have been a doctor also. I would be a nurse.
Whatever.
I just
Actually,
come in and say that I'm a nurse.
Seriously, because I remember that time, like, we had much cases, and in that period, they were trying not to. They were avoiding the spread of the disease.
Yeah.
So if you worked on 2 patients, that's you're done for the day. So then someone to come in for another patient. So unlike today, one doctor like might serve like 10 people. During COVID, no.
Just one person.
Just one person for 2 people.
Doctor.
Exactly.
Wow.
So for doctors, by that time you would get the thing, but for now it's different. They gotta evaluate you to see if you can handle such.
So let's go back to your job.
Yeah.
So were you an engineer by the time you came in here from Uganda?
On contrary, I was into interior designing. Okay. I used to work along Ginger Road, and there was I don't know if it's still there. It's Nina Interiors.
Nina Interiors. I think is Nina Interiors still there?
Yeah. So I used to work in Nina Interiors. So I would. I think I have a favor. Like my boss, before even like my boss would like say, you deal well with customers and you know what the customers want.
Yeah.
So she made me get my first passport to go to Dubai for shopping. So I would go shop for Nina Interiors, bring in stuff here. So it was about interior designing back in Uganda. And this is the thing that I had in my mind when I go to Canada. I want to be an interior designer. I want to design people's homes, whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's changed.
Because it's the skill you had. So you thought when you come here, you'll do the same.
Do the same thing.
So because I'm trying to figure out, imagine a person who was doing interior designing and right now he's an engineer and an expert engineer, you know. It's running in the back of my mind and I'm like, really? How is this
What
possible?
made me
But it's true. Because I have
true,
a friend,
yeah.
He's in a place called Cornwall. Have you ever heard of that place?
I think I've heard of Cornwall.
Yeah, he's there. We used to work with him and we were transporters.
Yeah.
We used to do some businesses, transacting businesses.
Back here in Uganda?
Like from Turkey to Uganda.
Yeah.
We were transacting business like that. We used to do things like, we used to import things, many things. But when we came here, I will say that good enough we all took other parts. He went somewhere in that place called Cornwall. I came to Vancouver. So when I talked to him and I'm like, hey man, how are you? And he's like, I'm okay. And I'm like, by then I had not yet gotten a job. And I'm like, hey man, I haven't got a job. I'm here in Vancouver and I think I'm stuck. How is there? And he's like, yeah, I'm here in a place called Cornwall. And I'm like, so what's up over there? Are there some jobs within Cornwall? And he's like, man, you know, I think Cornwall is in Alberta or...
I don't know. I think it's in Ontario. I think
Ontario.
I think it's in Ontario.
I think something like that. I'm not so sure. Yeah. If someone knows that place,
where
please, you just comment down there and let us know. Yeah, and he told me that I'm in Cornwall. I failed to get a job also, but at least I'm studying. And I'm like, hey, come on. When did you start studying? And he sent me photos. He's a nurse right now.
Really?
Yeah, and he's like, he says that I get good money. I have a very nice home. A government gave me a home. And I'm like, wow, that's good, man. Yeah. But for me, I didn't go back to school because I hate studying. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Whenever I sit in a class, I end up sleeping.
That's me.
The certificates I've been doing, I'm always like this when they are talking. You know, it's something very, I don't know if it is within me, even at school back home.
Sometimes you find school boring. Like I would say school is boring for me still. Like I can't sit in class for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's boring. Like I can't do that.
Now something is running back in my mind. It's like, because it's known that everyone knows English.
Yeah.
Or it's known that everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
So there are some people who come from home and they come here without knowing any single word in English, but they have to study.
Yeah.
They have to get a certificate of something. Yeah. Even if you are cleaner, right? You have to get a certificate, which shows that you know how to clean. Yeah. Even if you clean windows, you have to do the same. Yeah. So I wonder, how do those people learn? How do those people sit in a class and start, studying?
I have an example. I know a friend who, I won't say the friend on the camera. I know a friend who literally knew nothing about English. So nothing. But my recommendation was start watching YouTube. Start playing English music, whatever.
Yeah.
And practice. Just say whatever comes in your mind. People will correct you. Will correct you.
Yeah.
But again, like, there's a system, actually, there's adult education here still. Like, I would say this government gives people like all the chances for you to survive. They will never let you down. Like, I would say you go back to school, they teach you like as a kid, and this thing is free. The services are for free. Like, there's adult education, you go back and then you learn a little bit of whatever. So, like, even if you're out there and you feel like, oh, my English isn't whatever, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
They'll always teach you. They'll learn.
They will always teach you.
Yeah.
Oh, then that's good, because according to the way how we study in Uganda, it's kind of difficult and very different.
Yeah.
And the people I've met so far talking about how education system is in here, and me too, the way I've been doing these certificate things, it's something called hands-on. Like you, the engineers, like the cooks, like everyone, it's hands-on.
Yeah.
They teach you while doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
By the time they leave you, you know what to do.
Good.
But back home in Uganda, that's not the
training.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah, we always sticking to theory, But it's good that when you come here, at least you have to communicate. You have to learn how to communicate with these people.
Yeah, because I think the country knew, like, being Canada, we don't have like a huge population. So the country knew we're gonna get people from different sorts of the world.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone has English as their first language.
Yeah.
Not everyone. So like, they gotta accommodate those people, because whatever they need is a workforce, a labor force. Someone's willing to work for you, but they don't know how to do stuff, like, because you can't communicate to them.
Yeah.
So you gotta teach them how to work. Because what I think in my mind, like, how the government is giving out these services, for them, when they see someone, like, it's tax for them, that's money for them. You earn investment to the government.
Yeah.
So if they invest in you, they know they're gonna get money from you. So yeah, they don't mind investing in you.
They don't mind giving you money.
They don't mind.
They know that
The
money will come back to them.
Exactly.
Okay, so that will take us direct to another question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Before I came here, because I will just give an example on me, myself.
Yeah.
Before I came here to Canada, I had a dream. I was like, when I go to Canada, I will do 3 jobs, or I will do 2 jobs. Anyway, minimum was 2 jobs.
Yeah.
But when I came here, it's true, I got 2 jobs. I was a cook in a restaurant, and I was a cook in a housing society still. And I'm like, I'm getting good money. That's what was on my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting good money. I do overtime, I see, I would say direct how much I was getting per hour. I was getting $25 per hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I do overtime, I'm getting double that amount.
Yeah.
So that means if I'm getting $25 per hour,
You're gonna make,
and if I do overtime, I'll be making $50 per hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I can do these 2 jobs, That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, when my paycheck comes in, I look at the paycheck, let's say, one paycheck from a restaurant, let's say it was supposed to be $2,000. I see that I was supposed to get $2,000.
Yeah.
But I see the actual pay is 1,500.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. Today I work, like these 2 weeks I worked a lot. But how comes that I'm getting 1,500? Not until someone told me, hey, look, the more you work, the more government takes taxes from you. The more you do overtime, the more government will take taxes from you. And leave alone that, when you file in your taxes during a do we call it a financial year or something like that?
Yeah.
When you file in your taxes, still the government will see and will say that, oh, according to the money we taxed, according to the money you made this year, we took less taxes. So you have to give us back some money. And I'm like, what's this? I'm working a lot. I think I'm working money. The taxes are being deducted each and every paycheck. And after that, still they deduct money
from that.
From the money I got, still when I file in my taxes, still I have to give them some money back. And I'm like, no way. I will stick on one job as long as it gives me good money. So what's your take about working 3 jobs, 4 jobs? Because for sure there are some people doing 3 jobs. We will not rule out this one.
Sure.
So what's your take about that?